Hello, welcome back to Crypto Mischief. Richie here. Today we are talking about the FANTOM network, and in particular, Team FANTOM. We're talking about Tomb Finance. I've already published one video on Tomb Finance as an introduction to how the tokenomics and how the platform works and how to benefit from the platform financially, okay? You can watch that video up here, and this video will also be added to the same playlist, so you'll be able to just go back one. This will be the second edition of my FANTOM videos. If you did catch my video last week, then you probably have profited in some way from FANTOM if you did get in. It's been an extremely successful week on Tomb Finance. My God, some people could have made millions. If you appreciate this kind of advice and the kind of way I break things down, how about you subscribe, like, let's go. I'm going to break this video into different parts. So first is going to be kind of an update of where I am in the Tomb Finance platform with my T-share, with my Tomb token, what I've been doing, how it's been going. Have I earned? Have I lost? I've earned. I'll tell you how. After we go through my own farming, I'm going to suggest some ways that you, as a farmer, can benefit from Tomb Finance, okay? I'm going to simplify some farming strategies that I have been using on this platform to pretty good benefit. I've been making some nice gains this week. After that, we will be moving into talking about the future for Tomb Finance. What is next, right? And I have some news on the Launchpad. That's right, that Tomb Finance is working on. I spoke to the development team, and they told me it's coming out very soon. So, that's cool. I do like a good pre-sale. And we're going to end this video with a little bit of other bullish news that Tomb Finance has been bringing out this week, just to recap and bring you up to speed with the project. Alright, so here we are on Tomb Finance. The total value locked from when we did the video last week was 3 million. We can notice already that the total value locked is up to 9 million in total locked value. It actually went up to 11 or 12. It's gone down a little bit, but these things do happen, you know. It's crypto. Things go up, things go down. The price of Tomb is 124. Which is a great price actually I think for getting into it. So if you were waiting for the Tomb price to come down a little bit, it was up to 180. So 124 is almost coming down to one Phantom. You might get even closer to one Phantom. Then you'll be picking up some Tomb where it's supposed to be pegged to the price of Phantom, yeah. And T-share is sitting at 840 after a pretty wallopy week. So this week we got all the way up to 1,200, yeah, from 800 when we bought in to 1,200, now back to 800. So, you know, these things happen on farms like this. The price will go up and then come back down. It can't just pump forever, you know. Because of the news of the Launchpad, and as more information quickly comes out about that, I do expect the price of Tomb and T-share to begin to go back up. Of course, I'm not trained in financial advice, so don't take my word as sage, okay? You really need to read up on this and study it. It's a very complex and rewarding DeFi platform, but it is on the more advanced level of DeFi. But that's why I'm breaking it all down for you, like in the first video I had and the second one. What am I doing? So let's pop first into, I'm running on two wallets now with Tomb Finance, because I have two different strategies, which I'm going to explain, I'm going to break down later, okay? So if we're in wallet number one, I'm in both the Cemetery, I'm in both the Tomb Phantom and the T-share Phantom pool. Recently, I've been working on this strategy for my farming, where for 1 week I compound every day, and the second week I sell every day, okay? So last week I was selling, so I sold about $350 worth of T-share over the days. It was about $40 to $50 average of T-share every day. And it is Sunday, so I'm thinking I've already taken enough profit, you know, so now I will start to continue my weekly compound strategy this time. And, you know, it evens out, okay? Because essentially I do want more Tomb token and I want more T-share. But I do want to cover my back and take profit. Always take profit, okay? Like this diamond hands crap, like, come on. Like, we all need to take profit. We got to pay bills. Can't hold everything forever, you know. I've made that mistake in some platforms, and then you miss out sometimes, okay? You know, don't sell everything. Don't buy everything, you know. Just try and keep what you are happy with and keep it like that, okay? So the APR for T-share is now 860, and the daily APR is still very healthy, 2.36% daily APR, and I have $34 of T-share here to claim. Lovely jubbly. So here we have the compounded amount that I have been sending into here from my first Cemetery pool here. Yep, so what I'll be doing for the next 7 days now is I'll be taking whatever T-share I get out of this, and I will be compounding it back into this second Cemetery here, a T-share Phantom Symmetry. That is what I'll be doing for this week on this page. What I do, I go to Spooky Swap. That has a very handy 50% part here, so I will take half of that, sell it into Phantom, and then pair that with the Phantom I just changed to. And we add it back in here. If I pop to my other wallet, I show you my other strategy, where I'm also in the Symmetry here. I'm in the Tomb Phantom LP, this one here, and I'm doing something else with my T-share here. So for example, I have another $23 of T-share to claim here. I grab that, and instead of compounding it back in, what I'm doing is I'm going to the Masonry with this one, and I am staking it in here to start minting myself some more Tomb token. As you can see here, I've minted 48 more Tomb. The rewards come out in epochs, so after you stake your T-share in here, you have to wait 6 epochs until you can claim your reward. So I can claim this 48 Tomb, which I will. Oh, since I just added in there, I was talking away, but basically because I added that T-share in there, now I need to wait another 6 days to be able to claim this this Tomb. That's okay. What I was going to do with it, I'll have to wait till next week now, is I was going to take that then and go to Symmetry, half it into Tomb, like pair it up with Tomb Phantom, and put it back into there, okay, increasing my speed of mining more T-share. So it's kind of like a circle, okay? That is what I was going to do. I guess I'll have to do it next week now with even more Tomb. No problem. No problem. But all in all, this is going really well. I'm really interested to see what happens if the price of Tomb does go below 1 Phantom. We get to start going into the T-bond stuff. But so far that has not happened. So at the moment, just plain sailing, compounding, selling, compounding, selling, profiting. So how about we look at some fascinating slides and look a little bit. So basically, I'm going to simplify my methods there, okay? And I'm actually going to add one more way in which you can use this platform to get some gains. Okay, so I'm going to call this strategy A. There are a bunch of other ways that you can profit from Tomb. If you found your own strategy on how you want to farm here, then sure, use that. Whatever. Do what is best for you, what you think is the right thing. But here's some ideas to get you thinking about like profiting. And profiting for now and profiting for the future. Very important. Strategy A, you buy Tomb when it's close to the Phantom peg. When you do buy it, whenever you feel it's the right chance for you, then you're going to pair it with Phantom in Spooky Swap, okay? Go to Spooky Swap, where I was just pairing it up there. You saw me doing it. And you pair up the Tomb with Phantom. Then you put it into the Symmetry, and you get rewarded in T-share. Of course, we already touched on the fact that because Tomb is pegged to Phantom, then it should minimize some of your impermanent loss, okay? And that's very important too. We don't like impermanent loss. So that's strategy 1. And then you come out the end of this with T-share. What do you do with the T-share? Well, we have different options. So you get your T-share. You could stake your T-share in the Masonry to print more Tomb, as I was doing on my second wallet. Then repair that Tomb with Phantom, farm more T-share in the Symmetry, and then get rewarded more T-share, and rinse and repeat. So you are taking the T-share, getting more Tomb, pairing up more Tomb, being rewarded more T-share, and going round and round. Eventually then what you will end up with is more Tomb and more T-share, right? You could take the T-share that you get out of the Symmetry from staking the Tomb and the Phantom liquidity, a la strategy A, and then you pair the T-share with Phantom and put it into the Symmetry in the second pool that they have. And you get rewarded more T-share, which is a win-win, okay? Doesn't matter if you're doing strategy A1 or strategy A2 here, both of them are creating more tokens for you, and they're very profitable. At any point you want, sell, take some profit, yes? And at any point you choose, compound and increase the amount of Tomb and T-share that you are minting. Next slide, please. Strategy B. Buy Tomb. Again, we're going back to the start, okay? Buy Tomb when it is close to the Phantom peg. Just like I was saying, 1.2, 1.3, 1.1, okay? Pair the Tomb with Phantom, again, for low impermanent loss. And then take that liquidity pair that you've made in Spooky Swap and don't put it into Tomb Finance. Go to an auto-compounding, optimizing DApp, such as Millennial Finance. This one here, that logo just above my head. This is actually a partner of Toom that we're going to talk to about later. But basically what they can offer is 2% plus daily auto-compounding of your pair. Basically, it is growing by itself. Auto-compounding means that they take the most optimal time to compound for the least amount of transaction fee. And they just continue to do it for you automatically whenever it's the best time to do it. And that can actually optimize it so that you will be getting 2% more of the tokens in your liquidity pair daily. So you'll just see the amount of liquidity tokens that you have growing, snowballing as they grow. You can do this on Millennial, who is a partner of Toom. You can also do it on Beefy.finance, you can do it on Reaper, and you can also do it on Grim. So there's 4 places where you can do this, just auto-compounding your asset. The benefit that you would have of this is because that Toom and FANTOM are supposed to be pegged to each other, so therefore the impermanent loss will be less than if it was with a more volatile asset. But the risk there, of course, is if Toom does fall off peg, then you will be suffering quite a lot of loss. So there is, there's always risk with this. It's not a no risk strategy. This is still, remains to be seen. Yes, my crystal ball is broken. I cannot see what will happen next week or next month. But this is strategy B. For the next part of the video, I'd like to move into something a little bit different where I'm going to talk more specifically about the Toom token, because I do have some pretty bullish news for it, because it's being linked to this launchpad on the FANTOM network. Here we have FTMPAD, FTMPAD, which is going to be launched on the FANTOM network very soon, right? Very soon. Soon being a 4-letter word, which I cannot define how long that will be, but very soon sounds like pretty soon. I don't know, a week, a month, maybe less. So, selling Toom. Why I think you shouldn't sell it, okay? This is not financial advice, but this is what I think. I'm going to tell you exactly what is on my mind recently, okay? People burn a small amount of Toom to get a seat in FTMPAD. This is what's going to be happening. If you have ever been involved in any kind of launchpad before, my best experience of being part of a launchpad will probably be on the Binance Smart Chain with Walt Finance, where they also run as a launchpad and they have interesting tokenomics and everything. They run a pretty tight ship there. And it's also pretty detailed and the team is good. There are a lot of similarities actually between the drive, the focus, the clarity of Walt and Toom actually. They do both offer that in spades, which is great. And what generally happens on Walt with their launchpad is anytime that they have a new project to launch, the price of Walt X goes insane. It just moons like crazy. And because you need to have Walt X staked in their platform, locked staking in their platform, enabled to get into the pre-sales. For Toom, they're doing it differently. People burn small amounts of Toom to get a seat into the pre-sale. The more Toom you burn, the higher tier you get. So that is why it's pretty important to start just kind of, as I'm working away in the masonry, just minting more and more Toom. I'm not selling it. I'm just pairing it with FANTOM, throwing it in to get more T-share, just putting it to work. Why sell it, I'll just wait and see what happens, and burn some to get into FTMPAD so I can get some pre-sale action. Huge gains can be made in pre-sales. It's insane, insanity money, right? And it does drive the masses into Toom, It's still a small platform. 11 million total log value, 10 million total log value is not that much. Look at Polycat, it's up to 150. PancakeSwap is huge. So FANTOMPAD does have huge amount of upside still. The 10 million is very successful, but it is not anywhere near the potential that it can reach. So I'm not selling it. That's why I'm not selling it. Once you have burned your Toom to go into FANTOMPAD, and get your allocated seat in the tier that you've been given, bronze, silver, gold. You can then buy a new project, the tokens for the new project, with FANTOM at discounted rates. So that when it launches, you're immediately able to be in profit, or if you have long-term vision for the project, you've already gotten yourself a much stronger position because you have way more tokens for the amount of FANTOM that you wanted to spend on this project. A lot of people do use launchpads to just make quick gains though, but each their own. Do as you wish with it. So there's 3 tiers. FANTOMPAD, so how to get into the pre-sales. 3 tiers for different levels of investment, but it has not yet been released what the tiers are, how much TOOM you need to burn to get into these pre-sales. So this is FANTOMPAD. They just released the news yesterday. The Twitter is available to join, so I suggest you join the FANTOMPAD Twitter. This is in cahoots with SpookySwap, so it's great. It's going to be a really solid and successful platform. I'm really excited for it. What you can do is join their Twitter to get all the information quickly straight into your phone or whatever you use to get your news. And I suggest also you join the TOOM Finance Telegram. I'll link that also in the description. You can find all this information in the description. Also, I'm going to link a Medium article that explains very clearly what TOOM Finance is doing, right? This is for any newbie can read this and get it really clear in their head what is happening here. Now, moving on to the last section of this video, we're going to be talking about some bullish news, some more bullish news that's come out from TOOM Finance this week. If you are not from an English-speaking native country like myself, and you do have a first language in, another language, and it is quite hard to get your head around something as complicated as TOOM Finance, especially in a second language. What they have done is they've translated the white paper of TOOM Finance into all these different languages. Yeah, Chinese, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Spanish. So you can click on these and get it all the information that you need is on this doc section, okay? Link in the description. So you can now read it in your own native language to really get your head around it. This is fantastic. Something that I didn't mention in the last video that I should have, but I forgot. 2 things that are in this doc section. 1, the DAO Fund, okay? As we were saying that when TOOM here, yeah, the price now of TOOM is 1.23. If this does go below 1 Phantom, then that is an issue because once TOOM goes below 1 Phantom, the masonry here stops minting Phantom. Of course, because if we continue to mint Phantom, what will happen? The price will continue to go down, so that stops. But there are other ways in which the price of TOOM can be brought back above peg, okay? They do have other ways, safety measures. They have this here, the DAO Fund. The DAO Fund is the second line of defense on top of the bond mechanism, okay? The DAO Fund is controlled by the developers and will later move to a governance system to vote on using funds in certain areas of the project and outside, including investment and marketing. So when TOOM is below 1, buybacks will be initiated by the DAO. The DAO Fund will pump the price of TOOM back up. They're using this DAO Fund, which is really great. So what they're doing is when TOOM is extremely high in value, they're actually selling off some TOOM and putting it into the DAO Fund. So this is a second line of defense to protect the price of TOOM. Very important thing that I did forget to mention in the last video. And another thing, we have here the GateKeeper system. This is for if you ever do need to sell your TOOM. The price of TOOM compared to Phantom affects the amount of slippage that you're going to have to put onto the TOOM token to sell it, okay? So we have this here, basically the lower the TOOM price compared to Phantom, so if it does go below peg, the higher the slippage you have to put on to selling your TOOM. So for example, if it is 1.5, if it was 1 Phantom, and then the price of TOOM is 1.5 Phantom, then you would have to put 2 to 3% slippage. When it gets to on peg of 1, you're going to need 17% slippage to sell your TOOM. So this also encourages people to sell TOOM when the price is high, and discourages people from selling TOOM when it is below peg because the slippage is so high. So again, putting people off dumping it when it is too close to the peg. Genius! This is genius. This platform is so good. And the last thing we're going to talk about today is about the auto-compounding site I was talking about earlier in my explanation of how to get gains from this. Millennial Finance has actually partnered with TOOM Finance for the long term. This is Millennial Finance here. You can find it here, link in the description for this if you want to use it. And you would simply you want to find TOOM, go down to TOOM. You have here your TOOM and Phantom, 2.39% daily, 564,000% APY. You put your liquidity tokens in here, it will just continue to auto compound your assets for you. So it says amazing news for Toom Finance and Millennial Finance they're officially joining the Toom Finance ecosystem as a member project and the official provider of the vaults for Toom Finance. On top of that, one of the developers from Millennial Finance has become one of the developers, has joined permanently the team of Toom as a gravedigger. A gravedigger is like one of, I guess, the nickname for a developer on the Toom platform. He's officially joined the core team, which is great. So that means they've added more expertise and knowledge from another platform into Toom, which is just bullish, you know. It's just great news all around. And you know how to top this off. This has just been a fantastic week all around for Toom Finance, and I'm looking forward to another week of solid gains. All right, so that's today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. That's very important. And any questions, write them in the comments. Want to get in touch with me, email me, Telegram me, join my Telegram, where I will be always announcing new projects and information that I'm in and just sharing with you any information that I've picked up. Okay, don't get wrecked.